High school Olan possessed a great power, a great responsibility. I worked part-time concessions at the local movie theater. I was the gatekeeper of all your enjoyment. I was the keeper of snacks. For my keyring held the lock to your taste buds. When you saw this pimply face, you saw eyes brooding with passion, desire, urges, maybe even a little bit of boredom. In fact, lots of boredom. And that's what made me the best. My colleagues, the other staffers in the concessions booth, had a name for me. A name that I haven't been called in a very long time. They called me the Popcorn King. I knew how to perfectly layer a popcorn tub. Butter in each story, flooding with butter, each kernel enriched with butter. I even threw a dash of salt, not even in the same direction, but it would somehow manage its way in the tub. I was the best. But did my bosses ride my butt cheeks like I was a grand prize bull at the local Deep South Tavern? Yes, they did. Because I did stupid things. Which is why they put me on side concessions. Oh, side concessions. It's pretty much like farting on a cracker and then force feeding it to a gerbil. Freaking, I hated side concessions. Because, it was just you. By yourself. So this one day at work, my boss comes up to the line of us, right? At the concessions booth. She was about to sign side concessions. And she looks at everybody and she's like, okay, side concessions is going to, you. Me. Let me just cast my patronum. Always. Me. So there I am, side concessions. In my purple vest, full of old buttons from old movies. I have a tie, covered in butter stains. White button up, and I was wearing slacks with no give. I was the Popcorn King. I belong in the keep with my popcorn squires and knights, not in the dungeon. Another reason why it sucked. The same songs played over and over again. It was 80s music. I like 80s music. You know, I do. When I hear it for 2 years on repeat. To pass the time, I would snack on popcorn. So I would get a drink carrier, and I would fill it up with popcorn, and then I would squirt some nacho cheese into a cup. I would dunk it in. Now, when I eat things, body parts begin to sway. The thing is, I'm not a dancer. In high school, you know, when you'd go to the school dances, and those freaking cool kids were standing off in the corner like, I'm too cool to dance. I was behind those kids, cloaked in the shadows, with my fruit juice. Now, here's the thing. Everybody has that one song that's a force, takes over their bones, and they don't know what the freak is happening. My song, Footloose, by Kenny Loggins. It is my jam, and I'm the peanut butter, and together it's a PB&J of dancing. I can't help myself. Why can't I help myself? I don't know. I'm not even a big Kenny Loggins fan, but this song has literally cast a spell on my body. Kenny Loggins is the puppet master. And when it comes on, sure enough, Footloose comes on. I'm already shimmying. It starts to turn into a shoulder shrug. The moment I twirl into a lean on the popcorn cabinet, like I have bottled up teenage problems, I knew what was happening. I was Mighty Morphing into Kevin Bacon. I go for it, guys. There was hip thrusting, butt convulsions, pivots. I did the pivots, spins, a whirl. I whirled, turned, squats. For the full 3 minutes, I dance. The song ends. So I go back to work, which pretty much is guarding candy for hours. It's 8 p.m.-ish. I'm sweeping popcorn debris, right? Which is a blast, by the way. And freaking, sure enough, guess what freaking comes on through the speakers? Kenny Loggins! It came back on! I start diving with the broom, the dang short broom, the concessions broom. We're like 2 rebellious teenagers in an old barn, just dancing it out. I'm just letting it out. We're just going and just dip, and I dip the broom. I dip it, and oh yeah! I friggin' turned into Fantasia on beige buttery tiles. Back behind the snack house. I was in my old Disney movie. The Beauty and the Popcorn King. Beauty and the Popcorn King. So the song ends, and I'm freaking breathing out. I'm sweating. So it's 11 p.m. now. I'm finished for the day. I close. I clock out. I'm walking to the door. Then something pulls me back. He pulls me back in! Luggins! I rip open my freaking purple vest. Buttons flying all over the place. By the way, this is not the first time my buttons have flown. I shimmy back in, and I snatch the Windex up, and I start spritzing. Oh, like spritzing. I needed to see a guidance counselor because my dancing was causing trouble. I needed a Stargate to get back to Earth because I was in my own perfect world. Until I whip a tear in my slacks right in the Pacific Rim. So I stop. I didn't want any kaiju's coming out of that. So I go home. A couple days go by, and I go for my next shift. I park my car, I get out, and I see all my bosses kind of out smoking. Then they all start kind of dancing. Apparently, movies weren't the only thing being shown that night. There was quite the showing at the side concession stand via video cameras. They watched the whole pay-per-view event of Beauty and the Popcorn King. I thought I was done, finished, fired. I thought they were gonna be like, you're freaking fired, get your freaking dance, get going. I actually ended up getting a raise, mainly because it was my end of the year thing. Like, it actually butted up right against that, but I got 25 cents, okay? I was supposed to get 24 cents. Why'd they give me that extra cent? Maybe a little bit of that, huh? Maybe a little bit of that got that extra cent.